You are watching WPTV.
The NFL schedules have just dropped, just like Kendrick Lamar, and here to break it all down, we have Jimmy, Kyle, Ryan, and Joe. The Bengals made the Super Bowl last year to everybody's surprise, and it was really surprising, I can't lie. When I saw them up there in the AFC title game winning, I was like, wow, that's actually happening. But a lot of teams missed the playoffs last year that I think should have been in the playoffs. So, Ryan, we'll go to you first. Out of the teams who missed the playoffs last year, who do you think has a chance to maybe have a great playoff run or even make the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos, the huge free agent signing of Russell Wilson.
Mark Brandt is on camera
yes,
and he loved it.
Got you, Mark. You owe me my money. So anyway, so they got the best free agent signing of the year in terms of quarterbacks with Russell Wilson, plus with that young receiving core, has a chance to bolster with a veteran quarterback like Russell Wilson. The defense was very underrated last year. I think they have all the tools in place.
Cal?
I'll go with another AFC West team. I'm going with the LA should be San Diego Chargers. They were so close to making the playoffs last year. They fumbled the bag against the Raiders on the field goal. It was a whole ordeal. But in the words of Kendrick Lamar, they've been going through something. 1,855 days. They have been going through something. And the AFC West better be afraid.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the Superchargers are going to be very dangerous this season.
Ooh, I like that. I like what you just did there. Joe?
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. Offensively, they got a lot of guys coming back. Gus Johnson, J.K. Dobbins. You have Lamar Jackson, dual threat quarterback. Mark Andrews, the tight position. Lost Hollywood Brown, though, so the receiving core is a little bit questionable. But the defense, how versatile that defense is. You got Kyle Hamilton, Jamison Williams in the draft this year. Two premium position guys that are going to help them defensively. Marlon Humphreys comes back. Marcus Peters comes back. How good is this team defensively?
Calais Campbell comes back.
Campbell come back. This team is going to be 100% healthy, hopefully come back into the camp, and they're going to make a run in the AFC North.
And we talked about the Bengals. Those are going to be some fiery matchups when they play each other. I can't wait for those. Jimmy, close us out.
I'm going to take it with the Indianapolis Colts. This is a team that should have made the playoffs last year. Samory, you know very well that they choked against the Jaguars.
You know why they did it? Because they can't win in Jacksonville.
They can't win.
They choked against the Jaguars to clinch a playoff spot. They dumped Carson Wentz. Ownership was not very happy with him. They upgraded with Matt Ryan, a lot more trustworthy with the ball in his hands. You still have Jonathan Taylor there. You still have Darius Leonard on the defense, still have that elite offensive line, and you do still play in the division that features the Texans and the Jaguars. That's at least 3 wins guaranteed there. So the Colts should have a chance if they just take care of the football, which Matt Ryan will do, to make a deep run in the AFC South.
Cowboys should have 2 easy wins versus the Giants too, just saying. But
Thanksgiving, baby.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a Thanksgiving game.
Yes, it is.
All right. Let's have some fun now. So, on the 1 yard line, wonderful show Friday mornings on Brave New Radio, by the way. We've been talking about top 5 quarterbacks, which quarterback's better than who's better than who. So let's get this down on the road, Joe. We'll start with you. Who are your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
Right now in the NFL, coming into the season, I'm going to go with number 1, Josh Allen. He's my number 1 guy so far. Plays for Buffalo. Aaron Rodgers, even though they don't have Devontae Adams, I still think that they're going to be okay. I think Aaron Rodgers will be okay in his position. Patrick Mahomes, losing Tyreek Hill does hurt, but the way how Mahomes carries himself, with that offense still with Andy Reid, you have Joe Burrow. Without an offensive line, that struggled throughout the year, they could have won Super Bowl with that very powerful offensive line. And then last but not least, Calvin mentioned him, Justin Herbert over there for the Chargers. I think he's going to have another phenomenal season, especially his offensive rated game with the Chargers.
Ryan?
I have the exact same list, except I'm switching Mahomes and Rodgers 2 and 3. Like you said, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, a lot of people think that Herbert's better than Burrow, but I think Burrow is more of a winner, more of an accurate quarterback, and he did more with less last year. Josh Allen, I just think that he has all the tools in place. I don't care if he doesn't have Brian Dable anymore. He's a talent, and he's bolstering into his prime right now. But Mahomes and Rodgers, I'm putting Mahomes above Rodgers because Rodgers, I feel like this may be a regression year for him, especially with the grievances that he has with the organization. I think Patrick Mahomes is hungry because of the AFC Championship loss last year.
I mean, I think Rodgers is hungry too after all the slander he's been hearing over the offseason.
Yeah, I think he's getting sick and he's got to be sick and tired.
I mean, he just got a bag of money, so I think he'll be okay. And he just came off his 4th MVP.
It's 2 and 3. I mean, I think it could be 2A and 2B at this point.
Cal, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to keep things pretty similar, but I'm making a big move at the bottom of the list. So if you take a look at the top, I've obviously got Josh Allen. I think he's an absolute electric factory. He can throw the ball a million yards. I don't think losing Dable will really affect him all that much. And number 2, we've got another guy who can absolutely sling the rock, Patty Swag, Patrick Mahomes. Next, I got Aaron Rodgers. I do agree with Suds a little bit. I think Rodgers will be on a mission, though. I think that he can take care of business. Another guy, Justin Herbert. I like my Superchargers, so I was talking about him. I'm not gonna lie. When he came out of Oregon in college, I thought he was gonna be a bust, but that's not important. And the Super Bowl champion. No one talks about him. Matt Stafford. I think he is an absolutely electric quarterback, and I think that he's gonna do big things again for the Rams this season.
No Burrow?
No Burrow.
Also, have you considered switching to decaf?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Jimmy, you had your head down that whole all three. So let's hear it.
Let's take a look at the true A-list here. None of you said Tom freaking Brady.
Before you go on.
Tom Brady.
If you've seen me on this show, I've argued against Tom Brady my whole life. That's blasphemous that none of y'all had Tom Brady. He finished second
He's
MVP.
his second MVP. 6-time Super Bowl champ. He still
7.
You can still argue he's in his prime at age 44.
I'm not gonna argue
My
that
list
one.
is Patrick Mahomes #1. I don't know why Josh Allen's #1 on all your lists. Your prisoner moment, that one game against Kansas City, which the Chiefs won. So I'll take the Chiefs in that one. Aaron Rodgers, the boat. We can argue with that. Best quarterback talent in football. Hasn't really showed up in the playoffs, but still #2 most talent. Josh Allen still putting up #4. When he went to Super Bowl, put him over these guys. And then Joe Burrow, ice in his veins. He's top 5 for me. I love his work as a passer, but no Tom Brady and Josh Allen over all those guys that have accolades off of essentially like, what was it, one game? Is that what everyone's kind of stuck on, that Chiefs game that he played well in?
See, y'all got me acting different on this.
And they lost Brian
Y'all got me
Daboll.
acting different on my last episode defending Tom Brady. How dare y'all? But moving along, let's talk about the future of the NFL, Jimmy. And with the NFL draft in the rearview mirror, there's a lot of young talent coming in. So, Jimmy, I'll say this to you. There's a lot of busts in the NFL, but there's a lot of people who flourish. So tell me, who do you think is going to be the standout rookie this year?
Well, you slandered my Giants a little bit before.
As I should.
But I love their draft. They came on Thibodeau out of Oregon, is going to be their absolute stud on the edge. Him and Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, they're really going to be a presence. That front seven for the Giants, Dexter Lawrence is still there. They're really going to be tough defensively. Pick the Giants' 5th overall pick, defensive end, 19 career sacks, and an All-American selection. He's going to do great in Big Blue. He's got a big personality. He's going to be able to be a star in New York for a long time.
Right?
I just want to say, first of all, I disagree with your Kayvon pick because I feel like that his mindset and his ego that he displayed in college, he's going to crumble under the New York pressure. He's going to have one bad game.
What, for wanting to have a better career and sitting out?
No, it's just, well, first of all, let me just get to my pick. Aiden Hutchinson, 2nd overall pick out of Michigan, defensive end, 14 sacks last year, and 2nd in the Heisman Trophy voting. First time a defensive player has finished runner-up since Manti Te'o. And I think that he's fantastically agile for his size, and he helps Detroit become a great defensive rush corps in the NFL.
Cal?
I'm going to stay in Detroit, but I'm going to go with a little bit of different look here. I'm going to go Jamison Williams out of Alabama. If you look at his stats, 12th overall pick, he had about 1,500 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns in college at Alabama. And the Lions don't have a ton of weapons, so I think he's really going to be able to flourish in this Lions offense. And you know, it might sound really dumb, but I'm kind of excited to see what the Lions do. I said they had a really good draft, and I think they're going to take a little bit of a good step forward here this season.
Yeah. Joe?
Jimmy talked about the Giants. I'm going to talk about the other New York team. I'm going to talk about the Jets. And my favorite guy is Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is probably one of the top corners that came out, 2nd corner, 4th overall pick for the Jets. Number one thing I wanted to mention at Cincinnati, did not allow a touchdown at all in his 33 games played for Cincinnati. He is a former blue chip elite prospect, former 3-star athlete coming out of high school, and he's going to make a difference maker in the cornerback position for the Jets. Like I said, under 6'3", has a huge wingspan. However, he is at 190 pounds right now. He's not maybe the biggest corner, but definitely a very physical corner who will come up and attack you and attack the ball and cause a lot of fumbles and sacks.
Yeah, 3-sport athlete just like you coming out of high
He
school.
didn't have to
Love
guard
to see it.
Diggs and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in college.
And you know what? I do agree with that.
This has been a fun block, you know. We had
it
some
is.
arguing.
No Tom Brady.
You guys made me defend Tom Brady. Like, come on, man. That's nasty. But you know what else was nasty? Charles Oliveira, impressive finish of Justin Gaethje. We will also preview the stacked UFC card of 276, and that's coming up only next on the finale of WP Sports Desk.